The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us in FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. The preliminary election will soon be upon us. It'll be held on September 19th, and there'll be two races on the ballot, the race for mayor and the race for city council. And we're speaking to as many candidates as possible prior to the election. Today we're focusing on the city council, and I'm pleased to be joined by one of the candidates who's making his initial run for office. He is Joshua Teixeira. Joshua, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very
much.
Much appreciated.
So, why did you decide to run for city council? And maybe tell us a little bit about yourself for people who may not know you.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Joshua Teixeira, born and raised here in the city. I've always been interested in the local politics, but never really jumped into it. So at the time I couldn't because I was working for the city of Fall River at the time. So that's a conflict of interest. Once I moved on, then I saw this was my opportunity to give it a shot. So I said, you know what, this is going to be the time. And I said I would love to make change in the city for the better for the community. So that's what made the decision of running this time around.
Yeah. So let me ask you, is there one issue that you really want to focus on during your run for council?
Yes. One of the main issues is our crime. I've noticed a big difference, a lot of gun violence. We've got a lot of crime, and then, the police force, they need help. They need more people to come up and join, and it's just every other day or week, there's more gun violence, more robberies. It's just, it's troubling for the future if it continues on this path.
So what can one city councilor do? Now, obviously, if you're elected to the council, there's 9 councilors. And to get anything done, you need 5 votes, so you need 4 other people to join with you. So what, as one city councilor, can you do specifically in the issue of public safety and, getting more police on the beats?
Yeah, so at least make it heard. The more you're getting it out there and more informative, you're letting the people know that you're trying your best and letting others come on and listen to you, that maybe you hope that they could turn and join you and help and agree with you that we are going through some issues. So that's one of the main things, is you need everybody to listen, and then once you get that, you might have some people who come aboard and say, wow, he's right, let's make a resolution and solve this problem and get this issue addressed.
What's been your view of the city council in terms of, not necessarily the individuals on there, but what do you know about the council, and maybe what do you think that you can bring to the council that would make it more effective? Okay,
so the thing I can bring is my experience of running a business, numbers. I've had a business for over 6 years before. Being a landlord, I know the troublesomes of being a landlord in this time. Also a property owner. So I can bring, it's like a big trifecta. I've got all the aspects in one. I have a business owner, landlord, and a homeowner. So I know all the troubles they face throughout the city between high rates of water, sewer, taxes, and unnecessary spending. So I know exactly how to balance things in all those events and issues that we have. Yeah.
As a landlord, you know that unfortunately rents have risen to a point where for some people it's not sustainable.
Correct.
How do you balance that issue in terms of trying to provide a safe, welcoming environment for your tenants, while also understanding that, sometimes rents need to go up because you're facing increased costs as well?
Yes, you're right. Increases go up. We have problems with just everything. It's not just a local thing. This is a state, national, everything is going up. So we have to still be within our means and try our best to keep everybody safe, but yet not kick them out and make them on the homeless, So we have to really look at our costs in the city and then make it worthwhile where it comes. As example, our budgets are high, but at the end of the day, what are we getting for our dollar? So are our streets enough getting fixed? Make it look as if that everything that we're doing is making the people happy and accommodate for the balance of that rent or anything like that. Make sure everything's taken care of and well.
One of the roles of the City Council, of course, is to be a checks and balance to the administration. As you mentioned, it approves the budget every year. How do you view that role in terms of making sure that what's happening on the 6th floor resonates to the people in their homes in Fall River as a city councilor?
So that's the thing, we got to look it over. And I've seen it in the past, and the packets that they get, they're big, So you really got to look and make sure that everything is proper, everything is right, that at the end of the day that the taxpayers are getting what they're paying for. We have issues here where, it's people are pointing at, you see it on the internet as well, that the city workers, everybody's lazy, but you got to understand they're doing what they're told, So they're doing their best as well. So we have to look at everything and say, we got to pay attention to what is going on with the money and make sure that it's going in the proper places with the proper resources and taking care of everything as well.
You said you had worked for the city.
Yes.
What was your role?
I was a plumber for the city. I maintained all the city buildings, 52 of them at the time.
And how long were you there?
5 years.
So you have some sort of understanding about how government works, at least in that department.
Yep.
Right? In community maintenance.
Yep.
So what bringing that experience of working for the city, how will that help you as a councilor?
Easy. The thing is, I know how things are run on the inside. I've seen how budgets are made. I've seen how to control the spending the proper way and what you should do. So being on the inside, and then you get to hear the people, you get to talk to the workers and how they feel as well, because they're people too. So you can see how things run, take control of it, and then make sure that everything is being spent accordingly to the right way and not wasteful spending, because there's a lot of wasteful spending that a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah. Would you advocate for, we talked about public safety, but would you advocate as a council, because again the council does approve the budget, that there be more money in certain areas than maybe what you're seeing now?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I'd like to see more money towards parks and recs. Take care of more of that stuff, more things for our youth to do, more programs, for locally, to keep them off the streets. That's one of the things. And then another one is more money towards our buildings. That's where my strong suit is. We let these buildings go and then ask later for forgiveness, saying, hey, we need a new roof here. And there's 10 buildings and it's over multi-millions of dollars. It should be like a way of a system. Every 20 years we do this. Every certain amount of years we do this, so that we stay on top of our buildings. For instance, like the fire stations. A lot of them are falling apart. And we need to maintain and keep those guys safe and happy there because they're keeping us safe.
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, you're one of 9 city councilors. How do you feel your personality would, and obviously we don't know what the makeup of the council is going to be in January, but how do you feel your personality would be a benefit to your colleagues in that body in getting to know them and working with them? Because as I said earlier, you need 5 votes to get anything done.
Correct. So I believe I'm a firm but fair person. I'll listen to both sides, listen to everything, and then make the best decision that we can do for the taxpayers, the citizens, and the residents here in Fall River. So I believe my personality is I come in as a normal person, listen to you, hear you out, take your ideas, hold it in my brain, and then look at the pros and cons of it, and then make a decision from there. So I believe I could balance that as well.
Yeah. Let me ask you, there's a lot going on. The South Coast Rail is returning to Fall River by the end of the year. There's work being done on the waterfront, reconstruction of Route 79 that's going to open up some land for development. What ideas could you provide in assisting whoever the mayor is in the next couple of years to do what's best to maximize the potential of economic development opportunities?
Yes. So I'd like to see down there possibly a lot more small business, not large corporations, local people. Let's see them, give them a chance to open some business, some restaurants, some coffee shops. Let's get that going instead of big corporations. I'm a big believer in small business, shop local. That's a big thing with me, so I'd like to see that and reach out to these companies and give opportunities, to people who are starting off. Give them a little bit of a break just to get them on their feet and see if it's going to work out down there and help them, and let's keep just a small business and local people so that we can keep this going like that.
Final question, as a first-time candidate, as you meet people out and about across the city, how do you approach them? Many people may not know who you are.
Yep.
I guess what's your pitch to them?
Yeah. So it's a little tough now because ever since COVID, people are a little skittish. It's just, hello, see them in the store or walking around at the battleship. Hey, how you doing? Start a conversation. My name's Josh Teixeira. I'm running for city council. I'm not asking them for their vote. I'm just asking them more for their concerns. What do you feel as if can make Fall River better, so I can keep that in my mind so that when the time comes, if I was elected, I can utilize and use their ideas that they're saying, because everyone has different ideas of what they see as a problem or what is good. So that's what I'm looking at. I take that all in and I thank them, and then I continue on and I keep seeing people as such.
All right, Joshua Teixeira, candidate for City Council. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully we'll talk again.
Thank you.
Prior to the November election.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us here on FRC Media. Please make a point to vote on Tuesday, September 19th.